Your past romantic relationship, it's another thing that you need to address to the person that you are going to begin a life with and build a firm foundation as you continue to build a good and happy marriage. You can't ignore to address about your exes, the people you had situationship with, the people you crashed with, even if it goes back from when you were in kindergarten. Why am I saying that? These people, you'll find they are the first people who had sex with. They are the first people who kissed you. The first people who saw you naked, who you saw them naked. When you talk about a naked woman, the first expression that comes, it's your ex, or it is your crush, or it is someone you are in a situationship with. It is very important. Remember, today, our focus is not to address that, tell them what your sexual past experiences were like. No, that is for tomorrow. Today we are talking about let them know what kind of relationships that you had romantically. Most people, when talk about romantically, what they think of it is their sexual past relationship. Yes, that can be the second part of it. But before you slept with these people, how are you relating with them? Because failure to trace that, you find it is easy for someone to cheat on their spouse. It is someone to behave in an appropriate way with their ex or with the opposite sex gender. So it is very important that when you sit down with someone, you don't just sit. You don't just drink coffee and eat the pans and the apples and then go home feeling loved and all of those butterflies. The way you ask your spouse to love you, if you are intentional, if you have been in other relationship, you are going to copy paste how another man, how another woman did love you. Today we have men who are trying to fit in the shoes of a person they are not aware of. Today we have women who are being forced, trying every day to fit in the shoe of another woman. So they are trying to become the lady that the man wished to have married, that the man was planning to have date. It can be from high school, it can be from primary, it can be from kindergarten, but it is very important to say how the relationship began, what pulled you to these people, regardless of how embarrassing it might feel. Yes, still let them know, and also tell them how this relationship, though it is no longer active, how it made blueprints inside you. Most women, you hear them saying, I love this, I hate that, I like this, I don't like this. But if you ask them, why do you hate that? Why do you like that? They keep quiet because of two things. They are embarrassed from where they learned to love that or to hate that. The same thing for men. I like a woman who is like this. I like a woman who is like this. But if you ask them, why do you like a woman who is like Kim Kardashian? It's because he has eaten a lot of junk that has taught him that a woman must be size 8, that a woman must be size 11, size 1, size this. Why? They won't tell you. They will just tell you that I like a woman who is shaped like that. But why? I like a woman who is brown. I like a woman who is dark. I like this, I like that. Why do you? The reason why you can't address that, it's because you are afraid that your wife or your husband might feel jealous that they are still trying to compete with a person who is no longer in your life. But guess what? If you need to build a solid relationship, you have and must address that. Why? So that you can now start to heal. So that you start to define your wife for who they are, not for who the other person is. They become a puppet of fulfilling what the other person did not fulfill. People do ignore the power that their ex had. And that's why I always encourage people, please avoid dating if you know this is not a man or a woman that God has put in my life to live with them. Because they leave some traces that get to determine how you view the next person who come in your life and the next people. Please be very careful. Learn to say no. Learn to say yes. Whether you feel it or not, whether you're comfortable or not comfortable, you have to learn those two vocabularies. You find someone, they hate certain type of food because there is an ex in their life who used to like that or who used to cook that for him or for her. They hate ice cream because their ex loved ice cream. And whenever they go to eat ice cream, it reminds them of, now when you meet a wife or a husband who like ice cream, you are like, ice cream is sugary, it's so cold, that's not healthy. Someone start to get punished for the things they did not even participate in. It was your responsibility to guard your heart and to avoid unnecessary dates, but you still went. Today you are broken, regardless of how many years that have passed. You've never dealt with that. Now, Sister B and Brother K, they are the ones paying the price. Let's stop that. It is wrong. Stop hiding. Or you find people, they go and then they meet someone in the town or someone somewhere. It can be in a wedding. It can be in the conference. You see your spouse, fidgeting. Why? The power of X is still there. They never dealt with the venom. I call it venom. The person, yes, the toxicity they left in this person, they are still there. But it's simply because this person is not around, for them they think they are okay. Until something comes and steer the dust within beneath that water, you see people changing. You've heard of some people who cheat with their exes. After 10 years, the woman is married and but you find her texting a high school or a primary crush. Then you hear them, they have cheated sexually. You wonder, how comes this? What is that power that pulled this person after 10 years? Yes. The venom was left inside you and you never dealt with it. You never addressed with your husband so that even he can know how to protect you, so that even he can know how to guard you. Learn how to share the kind of relationships you had romantically, no matter how tiny they are. Another thing you should address to each other, and please, let me encourage a single man there and a single man there. If you are no longer in a relationship with that man or with that woman, please get off the gift they left you with. It always surprises me when you find people who are in a new relationship. They are still carrying the necklaces, the rings, the skirts, the dresses. Something that is given to you romantically, it is not just anything. This is a reminder of love. Whenever you look at this dress, what you remember is not just a dress. You remember the good times or bad times you had with the ex. The same thing with the man. Those watches you carry, no, it is an expensive watch, it's okay. Then give it to someone else. Donate it to somewhere else. Why? Because every time you wake up and watch this gift that was given by Sister So or Brother K, you watch another one, you see another one, you see another one, and in the same house you are living with another man. In the same house you are living with another woman. Let me ask you, you can't tell me that it doesn't hit you in a certain way. You can't tell me that it doesn't now affect how you relate with this other person. Some of you, the way you like the things you like, the way you like sex, the way you like it, the way you like gifts, the way you like them, it's because of another man who has been in your life. And then am I saying you can't learn how to like things on your own? Please, you can. But remember what we are saying, romantically. Most of the things we learned how to love romantically, we learned it from either bad movies, wrong content, or from wrong relationships that we had, or from bad parenthood. We saw a mom beating, we saw a mom never touching, and we learned that and we brought it to our spouses. My question to you today is, how genuine, how open have you been with your spouse in sharing with them the kind of ex you had? You find your husband, whenever he wants to buy a certain hat or a certain cloth, you're like, no, don't buy that. But you are like, I love it. Why are you stopping me? No. And you've never told them why you don't like that. Some of you, there is a way your husband cannot touch you, your wife cannot touch you, because there's someone else who touched you like that, and he ended up hurting you, or they did that without a permission. Building an authentic marriage, we can't take away naked and not ashamed. We can't take away sometimes that you share things that will make you cry. We can't take away things that you have to learn how to communicate and how to listen and how to respond, how to ask politely and how to answer, how not to take everything as an offense, how to see that your spouse is asking because they are willing to know. You can't ignore that if I'm going to share something and I feel I'm shaking, then I should stop. You have those moments, mostly when you grew up in a life that wasn't pleasing to God. Regardless that it wasn't your fault, you ought to let them know. These things, they'll help. Let them know the kind of gifts you used to receive, the kind of gifts you used to give. You will find you are giving the same gift to your spouse and they don't like it, but because the last woman you are with, that's the kind of they wanted. By default, whenever you think of gift, you give that. The danger in having those excess, not let go, it is that we love our spouses by default in the same way we used to love other people. It hinders us from learning that this is a new person, and even when they tell us they are different, we make them feel like it is their fault. It is a mistake. Why don't they like what your ex used to like? Why don't they like what... Now you wonder, what is wrong with you? It shouldn't be your husband changing for your ex. It should be you letting go of your ex and learn your husband for who he is and learn your wife